Candy 27. 10 years have gone by. 2 minutes before midnight, a teenage boy crosses beneath the neon lights of the trollish slums, stepping quick and sure-footed atop the cracked pavement as if this is a path he's walked many times. He's got on a coat 2 sizes too big, and a brimmed hat pulled down to hide his distinctive bucktooth grin. Above him, Jane Crocker's face beams out from a holographic propaganda display, reminding the populace that curfew is in 15 minutes. This boy would like to say that he's too cool and daring to care about curfew. But the sound of Jane's cloying pre-recorded voice rising above the noisy streets sends an involuntary shiver down his spine. Luckily, the girl he's come to meet does not suffer from the same instinctive Jane-based anxiety. She doesn't have many fears or inhibitions at all. About a block from where they usually meet, she swings out an alleyway and yanks him in by his elbow. He lets loose a shrill, unmasculine noise right into her mouth before she shuts him up with a kiss. After a few minutes of extremely novice make-out action, Harry Anderson and Vriska part, both wet-mouthed and short of breath. Harry Anderson wipes a bit of blood off of his bottom lip. Vriska pokes him in the chest and hisses.
What took you so long?
Hey, give me a break here, Vriss. My auntie has guards breathing down my neck day and night.
Ugh, how'd you get up this time?
Harry Anderson rolls his eyes. He has beautiful eyes. He's a pretty successful combination of his parents' genes, all things considered. He's got his father's infectious grin, his mother's long eyelashes, and his auntie's unusually blue eyes.
Fucking Gamzee. He was all like, "Yo, Harry, my dog, you go out and get yourself up a slice of that prime beef brisket, my one true homie. Love is what makes the motherfucking earth spin on its axis. That and being politically neutral, brother."
Vriska doubles over laughing at Harry Anderson's impressively spot-on imitation of Gamzee's mullish lilt and vaguely lewd posture. Harry Anderson starts giggling too. He can't help it. She's so pretty and her laugh is both cruel and infectious.
God, he always makes sure to point out that he's politically neutral in literally every sentence that comes out of his mouth, even though he's definitely still fucking my aunt.
Ugh, so lame. This is all so lame. All in all, such a deeply unsatisfactory state of affairs.
Yeah, I hate sneaking around like this. I wish I could see you every day, or even, tell my mom that I have a girlfriend so she could stop pestering me about it.
Vriska hooks 2 fingers under the hem of Harry Anderson's shirt and reels him in close.
In that case, why don't we run away and join the rebellion together, Harry Anderson? Wouldn't that be terribly romantic? We could be wild rebels in love, like Karkat and Mina. Isn't their story great? I get so inspired thinking about it.
Oh, I don't know if I could pull that off, Vriska. I don't really have the, rebellious stature of someone like Karkat Vantis.
He's extremely short in real life, you know.
I don't know if that's actually true. I think it might just be something people assume because of, his personality. Like he's overcompensating or something. I mean, I don't remember him being that short.
Oh, yeah? The last time you saw him, you were 3 years old. Get real, Harry Anderson.
Oh, and when's the last time you saw him? Ha ha.
Vriska shoves Harry Anderson, not playfully. He hits the bricks behind him with a soft oof, then keeps laughing.
Oh my god, Vriska, you always talk so big, but you're not any more of a rebel than I am.
Oh, shut up. You don't know shit, Harry. My moms are totally gonna get me a prime commission in the Resistance when I turn 16.
Yeah, whatever you say.
It's true! But until then, guess we'll never know whether it's an official fact that Karkat is short or not.
I guess so. But anyway, I wasn't talking about his height. I was talking about the eye patch. I mean, I believe in troll rights and everything.
I should hope so.
But not enough to lose an eye over it.
Vriska snorts at him condescendingly.
Don't be ridiculous, Harry.
She pushes him up against the wall again and kisses him hard.
if we really do end up absconding from our mediocre hot teen lives to become rebels, then obviously I'm going to be the one with the extremely dashing and sexy eye patch.
It's getting pretty bad down there.
Who cares? This is officially something we don't care about, right?
I don't know. Is it?
This world is inconsequential.
Oh, there you have it.
Aradia lies with her chin in her palms and looks over the edge of the meteor station. Under the shade of night, the cities of the Troll Kingdom form a twinkling filigree over the rocky landscapes below. 100 rivers of gossamer lights in all of the colors of the hemospectrum. Jane's fleet is so massive that it blots out the lights of the capital. Is this what Alternia looked like from the sky as well? Aradia lived far from the city, and that all seems so long ago anyway. Sollux comes to stand by her, popping open a can of fizzy drink.
Karkat's really going to fight that war, isn't he?
Yeah, I didn't think he had it in him, but apparently all it takes for him to become this hero he was meant to be was for things to get extremely fucking stupid. Like, way more stupid than usual.
Yes. It really is too bad he's reaching this heroic apotheosis of his in a world that doesn't matter.
Please do not mistake the essence of my words for indifference. When I said that this world was inconsequential, I was talking objectively. We've moved far beyond the realm of canon relevance, but on a subjective level we can view this world as a glass bubble. Fragile, solitary, with a surface uncracked. The actions, struggles, and feelings of its inhabitants are certainly not inconsequential to them. While abstracted heavily and fully freed from all forces of narrative gravity, these events still represent possibilities that slept within the hearts of all who reside here.
Sollux tosses Aradia a can of fizzy drink. She catches it without looking, cracks it open, and takes a long, refreshing sip of the hissing liquid.
In that case, I guess we should keep watching.
On Earthsea, months go by at a breakneck pace. Teens fall in and out of love and hate. Alliances change, revolutions fully germinate, and wars commence. And somewhere within that mess, John Egbert is the best man at Jade and Dave's wedding. He lasts nearly 2 hours before he gets a ruinous case of the sniffles. The event is being held semi-clandestinely in the mansion of one of Jake's wealthy television exec friends, staged as a reunion party for whichever one of his old, stupid television shows people get nostalgic about these days. It's a smokescreen meant to throw the human government off the scent of political radicals like Rose and Kanaya partying just 20 miles from the seat of power. Jake claims there's no way they'll find them, but John sometimes gets the feeling that the whole planet's bugged. After nearly 10 years of unfettered monetary interference in the upper echelons of the global hegemony, could something like this possibly fly under Jane's radar? It can't, right? John likes to think she's not so far gone that she'd tip off the government to send troops to arrest her friends and family on the occasion of her ecto-daughter's wedding. So, he smiles his way through his best man's duties, then smiles his way again through the gallows humor speech Rose gives at dinner, backlit by the flames of the Imperial drone factories churning away on the horizon. He wears a possibly genuine expression for a few moments as he dips down to give Jade a kiss on the forehead. She looks beautiful in her dress. Dave doesn't look especially uncomfortable beside her. There's still joy to be found on the eve of a war, Rose says in her speech, but John found precious little to be happy about in this world, even before everything went off the fucking chain. He is conspicuously unaccompanied. Not alone, of course. He's been put in an honored seat at the head of the wedding party, with Jade to his left and Rose to his right. But Jade is with Dave, and Rose has Kanaya and their daughter. And everyone knows that John has lost his family to Jane Crocker. Well, not literally to Jane Crocker. What drove Roxy away was him being depressed and just an all-around huge wet blanket who was impossible to live with. John is totally ready to own the fact that he was a bad husband, but maybe not the fact that he was a bad enough husband to drive his wife to passively support a brewing genocidal dictatorship. She looks happier, though. Whenever he's caught sight of her behind Jane, Calliope faithfully at her side in any of the propaganda broadcasts that Jane passes off as business press conferences. By the time Roxy finally cut things off between them, he hadn't personally seen her smile in years. John has no idea how Harry Anderson is doing, but he definitely caught Vriska texting him under the table when he got up to get another flute of champagne. She's texting Tavros in another window, which is weird, but probably not as weird as John craning his neck to read messages over a teenage girl's shoulder. The idea that Rose's shitty daughter has more contact with his son than he does makes his eyes start to itch. He wanders out onto the ballroom balcony so that no one else has to see him cry for a second time tonight. It's a balmy evening, and John can smell the oil burning at the forge across the harbor. There's someone else occupying the balcony already, and it's not one of the party guests. A shadow, standing with its back to the ocean, arms crossed, gaze fixed firmly on the ballroom windows. John takes a step closer and immediately recognizes Karkat's nubby horns and distinctive shoulder hunch. Of course. John snorts back his tears and jaunts forward with a jolly wave.
Hi, Karkat.
Karkat blinks and looks up, startled out of his thoughts. He's grown gaunt since John last saw him in real life, in his Alternian military fatigues and his admittedly bitchin' eye patch. He looks almost imposing. Kind of dashing, actually. When he opens his mouth, however, he's just the same old Karkat.
Hi again, idiot.
What are you doing standing out here alone like a creep?
Karkat's frown gets deeper, and he picks at the red cording that runs down the breastplate of his uniform.
I really shouldn't be here.
Why not? You were on the guest list.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe think about it for 10 seconds, John.
John chews his lip and thinks about it for 10 seconds.
I guess this would probably be pretty hard to watch if you were still, all heartbroken about it.
I wouldn't say that I was still all heartbroken about it, but...
But?
John joins him at the railing and bumps his shoulder. Karkat groans and runs a hand down his face, obviously still a little all heartbroken about it.
It's just that breakups are hard and can often have unexpected consequences that can linger for years.
You're telling me. When my wife left me, she took an entire political faction with her. Those chess guys sure do love Roxy, don't they?
Ugh. Yeah. The Carapacian Human Alliance has been causing us nothing but pain, to be entirely fucking honest. No one wants to be against the Carapacians. They're harmless. The fact that they didn't even get to vote on whether or not they should ratify the treaty really complicates the matter. The whole thing is a disaster on just about every level.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh my god, John. Stop being so fucking pathetic for just a minute. Could you do that for me?
I don't know. That's a pretty big favor you're asking me there, Karkat.
Look, I don't personally blame you for any of this. First of all, for you to have had anything to do with a massive shift in geopolitical allegiances, that probably would have required you to leave your fucking house for more than an hour.
Wow, good pep talk. I'm 100% over my separation now. Thanks, Karkat.
John, seriously though? You do have to get over Roxy eventually. With everything that's going on, can you really afford to waste another 5 years malingering in your bedroom like a piece of fucking garbage? You know, the rebellion could really use a guy like you.
If you think that I haven't been given the exact speech you're about to give me, except about 6 or 7 times the length, then you don't know Rosalind.
Okay, then what's the fucking problem? You hate what the government is doing as much as the rest of us do.
John turns around so that he can rest his elbows on the banister. The angle of the moon is cutting a sharp stroke of light over the water, like a blade descending from the night sky to shear the harbor in half. He takes a despondent sip of his champagne and sighs.
I don't know. It doesn't seem responsible, really, to dedicate my life to something so important when I'm in a place where I can't even find the energy to think that getting out of the bed in the morning is important. In fact, it seems like it would be a pretty fucking selfish thing to do. What if I get distracted because I'm sad? What if I fuck up by staring too tragically into the distance on an important mission and I get killed in a stupid way?
John, aren't you technically immortal, specifically in cases of getting killed in a stupid way?
Yeah, but you aren't, and neither are most of your followers.
Karket's expression turns hard, regretful. It's a frown made of granite, or some other manly kind of rock that chips easily when dropped. His one eye is glinting bright gold, reflecting the light from the party. He opens his mouth to say something, but is distracted by a movement from inside the ballroom.
Oh shit, here comes Dave. I have to get the fuck out of here.
He fumbles with something at his wrist and pops a grappling line. With an unexpected smoothness, he hitches it over the edge of the balcony and leaps the railing in a single elegant bound. John watches him rappel down the cliffside until he disappears beneath the precipice shadows. Wow, Karket grew up to be kind of cool. Who would have guessed? No, John, don't do it. John spins on his heels to see Dave in the doorway, holding a bottle of champagne. He looks smart in his three-piece tux, but he's still sporting the same old Stiller shades, which always serve to remind John how hard it is to believe this guy's almost 40. Jesus Christ, are they seriously almost 40? Yes, they're technically immortal. That doesn't mean the encroaching milestone isn't making him feel dizzy nonetheless.
Huh? Don't do what?
Oh, you looked pretty bummed when you left the reception, and then I found you staring at the ocean like you just snorted 6 lines of powdered midlife crisis off the bathroom counter. So I guess the joke was like, haha, don't literally commit suicide at my wedding, dude, lol. Not to commit suicide at my fucking wedding is pretty obvious, but in retrospect, I guess it's not that funny, but seriously, John, don't kill yourself.
I wasn't going to kill myself.
I'd miss you, and also it'd bum out Jade pretty bad, and I have so thoroughly hitched my star to that YIF train in case you haven't noticed.
YIF train?
Yeah, man, you see,
I don't want to know. Anyway, I was just,
John decides it's probably better not to mention what he was actually doing, and definitely not to mention who just rappelled off the balcony with alarming stealth and grace.
appreciating how pretty the view is.
Yeah, I love the sight of the military-industrial complex destroying the landscape in the evening.
Come on, that's obviously not what I meant.
Dave comes to join John at the banister, gazing out over the water with a look at least as existential as John's. John isn't sure what to say about that, so he wiggles his empty glass, looking for another shot of sparkling social lubricant. Dave tops him off before taking a long swig off the bottle himself.
You okay, dude? Having been married once before, I gotta say, it's all kind of overwhelming, huh?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know, Jade and I have been together so long, this all just feels like...
Dave shrugs.
Whatever. I was sort of hoping that... considering that we're working together in the rebellion and everything, I was hoping that Karket would show.
Oh.
John looks down and twirls the stem of his glass between 2 fingers.
So, you're still not, over that? The whole Karket thing?
Will I ever be over it? The way I felt about him probably isn't the kind of shit you just get over. You just sort of live with it, no matter how it turns out. But he's with Mina, and I'm with Jade, and the whole world's gone fucking batshit, so what's the point in looking backwards now? Right?
John swallows a lump down his throat. Terezi's picture is still in his wallet, faded, dog-eared, marred by ragged white lines down the center from being folded and unfolded so many times, deep enough to be called valleys at this point.
Right.
They fall silent for a moment, soaking up the atmosphere, sipping their booze, contemplating the suckiness of being an adult. Dave lets out a soft laugh and slaps John in the back. John swallows his champagne wrong and starts coughing.
Yo, dude, thanks for being my best man.
Oh, thanks, man. No problem.
'Cause you are, you know. You're my best bro. My main man. My most devoted dude. Cheers, John.
Cheers, Dave.
They toast, lip of the glass to rim of the bottle. The sound rings out above the noise of the party inside. It rises up above the ocean to where the stars are turning and dawn is already breaking on some other part of the planet. That's how the years pass. Faster and faster the longer it goes. For those living on this iteration of Earth-C, like John and Dave, it appears to be an illusion of age. An old adage about perception changing the older you get. The days get shorter, the more the regrets pile up. But that's the only part of it. Above this earth, the dead cherub is still meditating, waiting for the day when she can have her own heroic apotheosis. Waiting for the day when she can confront the one she calls the Prince. And on this earth, John is just waiting for the day that feeling finally stops. That feeling that he's still waiting for something. And the even worse feeling that years ago, he missed his only chance to put an end to it. If you stand on a very high hill at dawn, you can watch your shadow move in an arc around you. 10 years to the day he last spoke with Terezi, John finally gets rid of her photograph. He stands at the top of a very high hill, rips it into 6 pieces, and lets the wind carry it away. Whatever else happens now, it doesn't matter.